Hello, welcome to WQLN PBS Homeroom. My name is Miss Debbie, and I'm so glad to be teaching and learning right along with you today. Today we are going to be talking about the season spring and all the different colors and patterns you might see in the springtime. And we're also going to be doing some counting and even planting our own garden. Are you ready to get started? Wonderful. Today I want to start with a couple positive thoughts first. Those are things that we think of that make us feel good about ourselves and remind us how awesome we are. So Miss Debbie's going to say something, and then I would like you to say it after me. Ready? Okay. I am smart. You say it. Good. I'm kind. I believe in myself. I'm brave. And I love being me. Oh, you did great. Always remember that. All right, Smarties, here we go. We're going to talk about our seasons. And one of the seasons that we have in our temperate area that we live in is summer. Summer's a really hot season around here. The sun is out a lot and we do get rain. Everything outside is in full bloom. The trees are beautiful green. The flowers are bright everywhere. And all the animals like to come out and play. After summer, we have fall. And fall gets to be a little more chilly, a little more cold. We call it sweater weather. You would put a sweater on and keep yourself a little bit warmer when you go outside because it starts to get cool. The leaves on the trees start to change colors. And you might also know this as autumn. After fall comes what we are in right now, winter. And in my area, winter is cold. We have snow. A lot of the animals go hibernate. They sleep through the winter and they wake up in the spring. It is going to be spring next week. We're going to talk about what you might see in the spring. So in the springtime, the temperature gets a little bit warmer. The sun stays out longer and we have longer days. And I see a lot of the white snow is melting. And in place of it, the green grass pops up. And the buds start to come out on the trees and the flowers start to sprout through the dirt. More of the birds start coming back and there's so many different colors. So what Miss Debbie is thinking that maybe we could do a pattern about colors that we see in the spring. I have some blocks here that are different colors, but maybe you might have blocks or maybe you might have some Legos, something with different colors, and you could make a pattern along with me. A pattern is when you have a repeated design or the same thing over and over and over again. Miss Debbie is going to use a string and I'm going to lace up my colors. Maybe you could do the same thing in front of you with some colors and we can make a pattern together. One of the things that Miss Debbie was thinking of was some of the pretty birds we see outside in the spring. And one of the birds that comes back is a robin. Now robins have beautiful red chests. So this red makes me think about a red robin that might come back in the spring. Another one of the birds that comes back are those pretty bright yellow birds. There are goldfinches. So the yellow reminds me of our goldfinches. Now this is my pattern. I have my pretty red robins and my beautiful yellow goldfinches. I want to repeat this pattern. I want to do it again. So I started with this color. What's this? Red. Good job. I'm going to string another red on. And after my red, my next color was yellow. Yes, that was my pretty goldfinch. So now I'm repeating my patterns. Red, yellow, red, yellow. Do you know what would come next? Red. Yes, the pattern color that I started with. My pretty red robins, a good sign of spring. And I want to finish my pattern red, yellow, red, yellow, red, yellow. Yes, yellow is the next color in my pattern. Wonderful job. Do you think we can make another pattern? I think we can. How about some of the green grasses that pop up? So I'm going to start with a green block. If you don't have these laces or these strings, you can just put them in front of you and make a pattern in front of you. So we have a green block for green grass. And you know what else pops up in between the green grass? Some beautiful violets or crocuses. I think they're called crocuses. Some crocuses pop up in the grass. So here's my pattern. I have two colors in my pattern, green and purple. Do you know what my next color would be again if I'm repeating this pattern? Green, purple, green. Good job. I'm going to put my green block on. Wonderful. Let's say our pattern colors together and see if we can figure out what comes next. Green, purple, green, purple. The crocuses. I love the crocuses. I think they're so beautiful. Do you think we could continue the pattern again? Let's see. Green, purple, green, purple, green. You are so smart. I love working with you. Okay, I have to finish my pattern. Green, purple, green, purple, green, purple. Yes. You know, if you don't have blocks or Legos, you could even color patterns. And that pattern is that repeated design over and over and over. You could do as many pattern pieces as you wanted to. Wonderful. You are great at patterns. Kiss your brains. Do you know how to kiss your brains? Go like this. Good job, brain. Good job. Wonderful. Well, another pattern that I see and I love a lot are patterns in flowers. I have a story today to read to you about a girl and her father who are going to be making making a flower garden for someone very special. So let's hear. This is called Flower Garden, and it's by Eve Bunting, and it's illustrated by Catherine Hewitt. Flower Garden. Garden in a shopping cart. Doesn't it look great? So the girl is going to the grocery store and she's actually getting some foods, but she's getting things for her flower garden. She has yellow flowers, red flowers, and white flowers, and even some purple African violets. Garden on the checkout stand. I can hardly wait. Garden in a cardboard box. Walking to the bus. Garden sitting on our laps. People smile at us. Garden going up the stairs, stopping at each floor. This garden's getting heavier. At last, our own front door. Hurry, hurry, get the trowel and spread the papers thick. Get the bag of potting soil and get the planting mix. Put purple pansies at each end, daisies white as snow, daffodils, geraniums, and tulips in a row. Garden in a window box, high above the street. Do you see their pattern in this window box? Yellow, red, yellow, red, yellow, red. They have a yellow-red pattern, just like we made a yellow-red pattern. Neat. Butterflies can stop and rest, and ladybugs can meet. More signs of spring, butterflies and ladybugs. Walkers walking down below will lift their heads and see purple, yellow, red, and white, a color jamboree. It means like a color party, a jamboree. And then it shows the girl looking down at everybody walking in the street. Candles on a birthday cake? Chocolate ice cream too? We're gonna find out who the special person is they made the flower boxes for. Happy, happy birthday, Mom, a garden box for you. So they made the garden box of flowers for Mom, and I know she looked like she loved it. She looked very excited on that last page. So I made some flowers for us out of paper, and I have some tulips that are red and yellow, and I also have some of these flowers. These are my favorites. These are hydrangeas. They're supposed to be hydrangeas. I have pink and blue. And behind me, I have a little flower garden area made. So I want to plant my flowers, but I want to plant them in a way that the tall flowers are in the back so I can see them. And the front, the short flowers are in front so we can see them. Because if I put the tall flowers in front, they would cover up the poor short flowers and you wouldn't be able to see them. So you and I need to decide which is taller, the tulip flower or the hydrangea flower? Which flower is taller? Do you think if I put them down flat? Here's my hydrangea and here's my tulip. What do you think? The tulips. The tulips are taller, boys and girls. So we will want to start with our tulip flowers. So I'm going to put my hydrangeas to the side. And I have a big bouquet of tulip flowers. But Miss Debbie wants to put them in a pattern on the board behind us. So our pattern needs to be one repeated design over and over. How about we start with the red flower? So we'll start with this red flower and we'll tuck it in the back row of the dirt. So there's a red flower. The next flower, to make a pattern, I would want to put a yellow flower next to it. So I will tuck my flower right in behind in the dirt. So I have red, yellow. What color would I need next to keep my pattern going? Red. Good job. Can you say the pattern with me? Red, yellow, red, yellow. Good job. Oh, this looks wonderful. How about we do one more set of our patterns? Red, yellow, red, yellow, red. Yes. And we'll need to finish that pattern. Say the colors with me. Red, yellow, red, yellow, red, yellow. Good job. Beautiful. That's a great start to our paper flower garden. Now we want to add Miss Debbie's favorite, the hydrangeas in. I love hydrangeas. Okay, my friends, how about this time we start with a blue for the beginning of our pattern. I'm going to tuck blue right in the front of our little paper flower garden. Whoops, my red flower fell down. There we go. Okay, so we have blue, and our next color is pink. We will tuck our pink flower right in. Oh, and I love that we put the short ones in front. We can definitely see them, and we can see the tall ones in the back. Perfect. Okay, let's think about our pattern. Ready? Blue, pink. We start again with color blue. Good job. If I put another blue flower next to that, does that look like the same repeated pattern over and over? Whoops. It doesn't, does it? We need a different color. Let's go back and start at the beginning of our colors and see what color we need next. Blue, pink, blue, pink. Yes, pink would be the next color in our pattern. Great job. Shall we keep going? Okay. Blue, pink, blue, pink, blue. You're right. And we'll start at the beginning again. Help me out. Blue, pink, blue, pink, blue, pink. Yes. One more pink flower. And we could keep going, but I'm going to stop there because I have some other fun things I'd like to do with you. So here is our flower garden and its beautiful patterns thanks to your help. I'm so glad you were here to help me. The next thing I want to talk about is something that some people do to get ready for the summer, as I told you, was start some seeds inside so that when it gets warm enough, they can plant them outside. Well, I want to show you what you can do for planting seeds. Now, Miss Debbie loves to recycle things and to reuse them, and this is a great way to reuse an egg carton and some egg shells. So what I did was I broke one egg, I used it for breakfast, and I cracked it in half. Now how many parts do I have? 1, 2. I have 2 parts to my egg. One of the things that you can do is take a pencil, or Miss Debbie's using a pen, and you would have an adult help you with this, is poke a little hole in the bottom of the eggshell so that the roots of the seeds are going to be able to grow out a little bit and the water can drain out. So I have some eggshells and they have holes in the bottom. Will you count the eggshells with me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9 eggshells and I'm actually going to start not a flower garden because the flower seeds are so tiny I didn't think you'd be able to see them, but I'm going to actually start pumpkin seeds. I want to start a pumpkin garden. We always love to have pumpkins growing at our house, and in the fall they get really big and we like to pick them. So here's what you need to do to start your garden. You need some eggshells, and I rinse them out, and we put them in the egg container. And then you need some dirt or some soil. And you're going to fill each of the eggshells with some soil. Whoops. There we go. I'm going to put some soil in there. The neat thing about these eggshells is when it comes time to plant them outside, when the flower or your vegetable that you're planting has sprouted high enough, you can plant the eggshell right in the ground outside and it'll help it grow a little bit. You don't even have to take it out of the shell, and it's all by using things you already have. So I filled my eggshells up with soil. Next thing we need to do is add 2 pumpkin seeds into each shell. So Miss Debbie's going to use her finger, and I'm going to press down a little hole in each one. And that'll be the perfect place to start these pumpkin seeds. You can buy pumpkin seeds in a packet from the store, or we like to save our pumpkins seeds from our pumpkins at fall time, and we use those too. So each of these shells needs 2 pumpkin seeds. Can you help me count 2 for each one? Ready? 1, 2. And I'm going to poke them in there a little bit. Okay. Ready? 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Keep counting, don't give up. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. We're making a pattern with 2 seeds in each one, kind of, huh? Ready? 1, 2. And our last one. 1, 2. Wow, good job. You didn't give up. Good job, kiddos. Now, Miss Debbie's going to do is add a little bit more dirt on top of each one. And if you do this at home, you probably should spread out some newspapers so you can clean up your mess easier, like they did in the story we read. Miss Debbie did not do that, so I'm going to have a little bit of a mess to clean up, but that's okay. Huh? It's okay to be able to make some messes, but you always have to clean up after yourself. Good job. All right, so you want to be able to cover those seeds up so that you can't see them. And seeds need 2 important things to help them grow. One thing they need is sun. They need sun. So the other thing that they need is water. So what you would do next is sprinkle just a little bit of water on there. Ask a grown-up how much would be good. You want to make sure that they stay damp, a little bit wet. And then you would place this in a windowsill where it can get some sun. Now you can put some plastic wrap on top of it to help it stay warm. And then in no time at all, your seeds will start to sprout. And when they get tall and the weather's warm enough outside, you can take them right outside, dig a hole with a little shovel, take your eggshell and plant it right in the ground. Yeah. So I need to add something to my paper flower garden because I want these flowers to keep growing. So I need to add a sun to keep them warm. And I'm going to add some raindrops. In the spring, it rains a lot. And that rain is good for animals to get their water. It's good for our wells, for our houses, and it's good for the plants to keep them growing. I think we made a beautiful flower garden. Thank you for your help. I have another activity for you involving some seeds. These ones are bean seeds. This activity has bean seeds in it. And I use the other half of my egg carton. I'm always a recycler. I always like to reuse. And what you can do is a fun way to practice your numbers. What you can do is write or have an adult write in each carton space a different number. This is number 1, 2, 3, 4. Are you counting with me? 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm going to stop there. This little part of the egg carton holds my beans, so I'm going to stop there. And then what you can do is you and an adult or you and a friend can take turns and put in the right number of beans or seeds that match the number in the egg carton. So this number is number 1. So I would take 1 bean and put it in the first part of my carton. What's this number? 2. Will you help me count 2 beans? Ready? 1, 2. Yes. This is number 3. Good job, Smarties. Let's count. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. How about this one? 4. Will you count 4 beans with me? 1, 2, 3, 4. How about this one? 5. 5 beans. How many of you are 5 years old? This is your number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How about this one? Number 6. Oh my goodness. Some of you will be 6 on your next birthday. Let's count and see how many beans 6 looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you could keep going and fill the whole carton up. The neat thing about this is you would just take the beans out, put them back in, and you could do it again. You could take turns. You could be the teacher, and the next time you could be the student, and you could help someone else learn how to count. I have one more fun activity with counting, and I made it out of a square that I have. But what I did was I cut out a brown circle to look like dirt, and then I put little seeds in each circle. And what you would do is you would throw it up and count how many seeds your finger lands on. Let's count these ones. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seeds. Wonderful. You could throw it up and count again and see where your finger lands, or you could toss it to a friend. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you could do it again. Throw it up and catch, count, or toss it to a friend. This finger is on this one. Ready? 1, 2. 2 seeds. Wonderful. You did some good counting and some good activities with the seeds for me in the springtime. I'm going to leave you with a quick book about something else people do in the spring, and this is spring cleanup. A lot of people like to clean their houses in the spring, and it's also good to clean outside in the spring. Here we go. Clifford's Spring Cleanup by Norman Bridwell. Happy spring, I'm Emily Elizabeth. At our house, it's time for spring cleaning again. Everyone works hard, even our dog, Clifford. My first job was to hang some rugs out to get air. But oh, look what Clifford did. He actually grabbed the carpet of the house. That wasn't supposed to be pulled out. Oh, he wanted to help. But boy, did he mess up, and look, he even accidentally tore the carpet. Oh, Clifford. Mommy and Daddy started to move the furniture outside. And when Clifford saw the couch, his eyes lit up. He used to curl up on the couch when he was a puppy. Do you think Clifford can curl up on the couch now? Let's see what happens. He doesn't fit anymore. But that's okay. Daddy was going to get a new one anyways. There was still a lot of spring cleaning to do. Clifford cleaned the windows all by himself. First he washed them with his tongue, and then he dried them with his tail. Mommy didn't think Clifford worked out very well. Look, he left hair all over the windows. So they had to wash the windows again. Kiddos, I am out of time. If you want to hear more of this story, you would look for Clifford's Spring Cleanup. You can also find Clifford on WQLN PBS.org. You can find more Clifford stories and lots of adventures. You can also find directions for the activities that we do here on TV. I'm so glad you were able to join us today. Thank you very much. And remember, keep reading, keep learning, and keep watching WQLN, where learning is brought to life.